Welcome to Elevate with Marissa. Unleash your inner magic and transform your life. Join me on a journey of inspiration, empowerment, and reconnecting you back to your true self. Discover your infinite potential and power to create and live the life of your dreams. Enjoy the show and elevate your mind, body, and soul to a higher level. Welcome to Elevate with Marissa. It's time to alchemize your inner magic to access your inner and infinite potential and power to craft and curate the life of your dreams and elevate your consciousness to a higher level. And today I'm so excited to kick off this podcast series and tell you a little bit more about me. And on this show, I'm so excited to bring you so many phenomenal guests and such amazing content. So stay tuned because each week we're going to be introducing a new episode with a different topic, and all of these topics and guest speakers are all designed to help you to elevate your life by empowering you with new skills, knowledge, and resources. So enjoy. I'm so excited to have you here and have you along for the ride. So I wanted to start off the show by sharing a little bit about myself, just so you knew who I was. I am a globally renowned hypnotherapist and transformational consultant, and I work with RTT, which is rapid transformational therapy. And that is a combination of cognitive behavior therapy, neuro-linguistic programming, psychotherapy, and hypnotherapy. I also work with quantum healing hypnosis technique, which is the past life regressions with the Dolores Cannon method. I also work with somatic and tantric embodiment, breathwork, sound healing. I'm also an international speaker and an author. So I have so much skills and knowledge and resources to be able to bring to you, and I love to help people make change easy. I also embody these modalities in my everyday life, and I've also used these myself to be able to heal from trauma, make major changes, create transformations, and really align to my soul's and life purpose. This work that I'm doing, it truly is my legacy, and this is truly the work that I'm here and I'm meant to be doing. I'm also for those that are ready to reclaim their inner freedom, break free from past limitations, step into their best life, take action, and are ready to up-level and elevate their life and want to be able to achieve true transformations and realign with their soul's purpose and align to their own unique authenticity and sovereignty. I am the transformational consultant to help with you if you are looking for those things. And I'd love to leave you feeling empowered, living from infinite power and potential, and stepping into the life and level of success you've always desired, and know you are truly worthy and deserving of living. And I'll be able to help to tap into your inner magic and utilize your inner resources to help you to step up and shine. I truly believe that everything we need is already within us. We have an endless and infinite amount of potential and power and possibilities. And when we can start to alchemize our inner magic and use our innate healing gifts within us and tap into our innate wisdom and authenticity and sovereignty and align to living a life that is truly aligned for us and how we want to be living, and we're using our own magic and own gifts, we are free to create an amazing life, one that you've truly always dreamt about. And it can happen. And it's literally about moving from where you currently are to where you want to be. And how can you do that in the easiest and fastest way possible? Well, I'm going to share some little tips with you. And also throughout this series of Elevate with Marissa, you're going to learn some more skills and strategies from the amazing guest speakers that we have on board. I also have a phenomenal ability to be able to tap deeply into people's subconsciouses and help them break free from internal limitations, negative patterns and behaviors, and allow them to move into living their dream life and soul's purpose. Because I also believe that life is for living. We aren't here for a long time, so we need to make it a good time. So why not use what we have within us to create an amazing life for ourselves? I truly believe that we are the creator of our own life. And if we've created something that we don't love, we also have the power, potential, and possibilities to uncreate it and recreate something else. But what I like to say is, it's like, imagine that there's a football field. You're standing on a football field. You've got the current day version of you at one end of the football field, and at the other end of the football field is the future version of you. So this is the version of you that is already living the life that you want to be living. You can see the other end of the football field. So you know it's a very real possibility to get from one end to the other. You can either walk there or you can run there. So what we want to do is we want to be able to take this current day version of you at one end and integrate this future version of you into meeting each other. So how do we call that future version of you into the modern day version of you in the fastest and easiest way possible? Well, change comes from change. And I believe that you can make change easy. So one of the most important things and the easiest things to start off with is start to get clear on what that future version of you looks like. What is the life that that future version of you is living? What foods do they eat? How do they show up in the world? What thoughts do they think? What's their energy levels like? Imagine what your dream life would look like from the moment you open your eyes to the time that you close your eyes at night. Think about what your house would look like or even smell like. Really start to activate all of your senses on every single level. The clearer you are on what you want, the easier it is to be able to call it into your existence. So and there's that amazing Wayne Dwyer quote, you'll see it when you believe it. So you first want to be able to activate it into your memory and into your imagination. And what you're actually doing through this process, when you're starting to get clear on what this future version of you looks like, you're actually activating your reticular activating system, which is also known as the RAS. So what your RAS does is it's kind of like your antenna for the world. So it's like, have you ever thought, oh, I want to buy a new car? Then all of a sudden you start seeing that exact same car in the exact same color that you want everywhere on the road. It's like everybody is driving this car that I want to be driving. How have I never noticed that it's been so popular? Because what is happening is your reticular activating system is kicking in and it's bringing your awareness to something new, which means that if you are changing your inner world and changing the landscape of what you want to be perceiving, your mind, your consciousness, your subconsciousness will automatically seek out confirmation of that belief system to reaffirm it to you. Now, the thing is that your mind, it doesn't know if something is positive or negative, which is where if you're thinking like a negative thought or you're stuck in a negative looping cycle, you might quite often feel that you're being reaffirmed more with more of those situations and experiences because your mind will seek out to reaffirm that belief system to you. But if you're changing your thought patterns and changing the stories and narratives within your mind, you're actually going to be seeking to start to call out those positive reaffirmations within your external environment. So the amazing thing is that once you start changing your inner world, it completely starts to change your outer world as well. And you know that saying, change starts with one person and change comes from within? It is absolutely so true. There is no external force or situation. There's nothing external that can really impact on your inner world if you don't allow it to. And the only thing you have control over is your inner world. How you choose to respond, how you choose to think, how you choose to act. You have no control over another person, what they say or do or how they behave. You only have control over your response to that person and their behavior. So when you start to get really clear on yourself and come into that energetic alignment and that authenticity and sovereignty within yourself, it's easier then to start to align to where you actually want to be in life because you're getting clear on that mental picture. And this is what I love. And this is the work that I do, and it truly is amazing. But what can also happen is you consciously might then start thinking and having these thoughts and going, okay, well, I know I don't want to live the life that I'm living. I know that this isn't happy or fulfilling. It's not lighting my soul on fire. I don't want to be living like this anymore. But then your subconscious, which is, I call it like the silent assassin, this is the one that's driving you on autopilot. So what happens is consciously you have this thought, I don't want to be living like this. I don't want a life like this. But subconsciously, when there's that disconnect and disharmony between the two of them, then whatever you think consciously and try to do consciously, if your subconscious is not in alignment, it will always be subconsciously pulling you in a different behavior and a different direction. And this is where like self-sabotaging comes in and is so strong. And it's also why, resolutions don't work, because you're not actually giving yourself, first of all, a big enough reason to change. Why? You're not also changing those neural pathways. So it's kind of like, imagine at the moment, your thought processes and patterns have been running in one direction continually. So it's like a one-way path. You've worn that path down, you've walked it so many times. And that path, it's just currently going off to the left and hitting a dead end. So it's giving you the results that you don't want to be seeing in your life. It's giving you these experiences that you don't want to have. And you feel like you're having these thoughts and these feelings that you don't want to be having. But that's the only option that you know how to have, because that's the only thing you've known for so long, right? So what happens is when you start working with the subconscious, you're actually now opening up new neural pathways. So then what happens is when you're walking down that one path, what will happen is now two pathways will open up. So you'll have the path off to the left, which will hit that dead end, or now you might see a new path off to the right. And this is where change comes from change. It's up to you to actually take the actions and behaviors to move into a new direction. So I'll give you an example. This is just an easy one. Imagine that you want to work on your health and fitness and maybe want to lose weight. So if your alarm goes off and if you get up even like half an hour early before work and do a little bit of exercise, it will make you feel so much better for the day. It's going to bring in more energy. It's going to move you along your goals of moving towards having a healthier lifestyle. So what will happen is when you start working with the subconscious and reprogramming and rewiring the subconscious, what will happen is you'll start to have new thoughts come in. So imagine now, before, like your alarm used to go off and you would hit the snooze button. You're like, oh, I'm too tired. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. What will happen now is your alarm will go off. You'll have a new thought pattern that will come in. And you might think to yourself, you might still think, oh, I'm tired, I don't really want to get up. But now you'll have a new thought pattern that will come in that will be, well, you're already up because you've just woken up to turn your alarm off. And you'll feel better if you wake up and do a little bit of exercise. So I might as well just get up and do something, right? Because I'm already awake. So once you can start to make these little micro shifts daily, they incrementally habit and layer stack over time. So again, it's like that weight loss journey, like it doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual, continual process. And it's through many areas in your life. And it's the same thing with change. And it's the same thing if you want to move from your current life to a new life. It's how can you get there? And making change easy. Sometimes my clients come to me and, they want to be picked up and dropped into a new life. And it's like, I can't change your life when you get home. So it's like, how can you take the overwhelm out of change as well? And quite often, if you're already feeling overwhelmed or your to-do list is never ending, you feel like you've got a million things to do and you feel like you're drowning in life, right? To feel like you have to do another thing to make changes can feel really hard and really overwhelming. And I totally get it. And I've been there myself. So it's all about what are the little micro shifts that you can do daily? What's a different intention that you can do to bring in to shift the way that you're doing things to get a different result? So I wanted to share a little bit about my story as well and what led me to this work. So for myself, I feel like it's truly been an all roads lead to the right path. I feel like throughout all of my life and my experiences, there's been a lot. There's been a lot of amazing experiences and some not so great ones as well. I feel like all of those experiences were leading me to where I am today. I feel like if I had not gone through those experiences in my life, as hard as what they were, I probably wouldn't be where I am today and doing the work that I'm doing today. So I guess the somatic work came to me, it started when I first hit burnout, which was maybe about, I want to say maybe 10 years ago now, maybe 7, a while ago. And I didn't even think that burnout was a real thing, right? And I had been in careers where I'd had like big roles, high stress jobs, and I'd gone from one high stress job to another high stress job to another, and then add on like life stresses and some pretty big life events along the way. And I didn't know then about being able to like move and process and feel through emotions properly and in a regulated way. And I had numbed out a lot in my life. And I think there'd been some things that had happened that I just felt like numbing out was the easier option, right? I really realized that what you don't feel, you can't heal. So I basically numbed out to the point of complete numbed out, and I was completely depleted on every single level, like mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Like there was nothing left in the tank. So I had no choice. I had to just sit and start to rebuild myself on every level from the ground back up. And it literally felt like the phoenix rising from the ashes, because it felt like I had to put the pieces of me back together again, but I knew that they were never going to quite fit the same. All you can do is try, right? So it was a gradual process. And look, I'll be honest, like burnout is still something that I need to work on and keep in check. I love my work and I love to work. And I have been a workaholic through many times in my life. So it's like an ongoing process. I know that I will never get back to what it was like before, but I have now had to completely restructure how I work, how I do my business, and how I do my life so that I make sure that I'm working from a place of like ease and flow and having times of rest and working in with my cycle as well, because my energy is my highest form of currency and wealth. My energy, determines everything within my life. So if I don't have like a high vibe energy and I'm not feeling great, it affects so many things in my life. And I'm not saying that you feel great all the time, but you can still have good energy even if you're going through like a challenging situation. So I made heaps of changes in my life. Like I did water fast, I did juice cleansing, colonics, changed my diet, completely changed so much stuff, because also as a side effect, what was happening was, along with the burnout, I also had some like crazy stress induced symptoms that were coming up. Like I had insane bloating. I mean, I could literally have a mouthful of water and that could be the only thing I'd have all day, and I would bloat to the point that it would be so painful. When I had heaps of tests done, like did a whole elimination diet and nothing seemed to be working. And it wasn't until I realized, like, once I'd gotten out of that stressful situation, how much stress had been impacting and affecting me, and how much it had really impacted me physiologically as well. So I had no choice but to make changes in my life. I kind of rebuilt from that and then continued on with life. And then 4 years ago, my father passed away, and I was so close to my father. So I felt, like a big part of my world had just imploded. And I had that moment where I just was like, I woke up and I was like, what am I doing with my life? Like, nothing makes you face the mortality of life more than death, right? And I just was like, what am I doing with my life? I don't want to live the rest of my life how I've been living the first half of my life. I don't feel like I'm living. I just feel like I'm existing. And I was like, I don't want to be like that anymore. Like, this is not how I want to look back on my life and remember my life, right? What stories will I tell about myself? Will I be like, oh, I'm really glad I worked so much in my life? Or will I look back and go, oh, I'm really glad I actually got out and lived and experienced things? And, I had traveled a lot in my life, but I decided to go to South America for 4.5 months. And for me, it was a massive soul journey. And South America had been calling to me for so long, for so, so many years. So I knew when I was going to go, I wanted it to be a big trip. I wanted to go and spend as much time as I could there. I still feel like there was so much I haven't seen and I would love to see. But I had an incredible journey. I went and did ayahuasca in Costa Rica. I sat with shamans in Peru. I opened myself up to all of these different experiences, and I really gave myself that time to, first of all, sit in with myself and really start to come home to myself and connect back into me and with what felt aligned with me energetically and in my authenticity and in my sovereignty. And most importantly, I took time out to heal. And as part of that journey and my lessons and learning in that and the implementation into the work that I'm doing now, I've guess kind of like crafted an offering that helps people to be able to heal from trauma without reliving the trauma. Because for me, there was a couple of events in my life that were pretty traumatic. And one of them I had blocked out so much that it wasn't until the last couple of years I'd started to have these like remembrances coming back. So, I had to take that time to sit in with it. And you can heal from that trauma without having to relive it. So by being able to look at it from a different perspective and being able to look at how it impacted on your life and how your life had a sliding doors moment from that moment in time, right? You're able to look back on it and give yourself like a different level of compassion and empathy and realizing that, you just did the best that you could at the time that you had with the resources you had, which how most people navigate life, right? So I really wanted to be able to help people to be able to also make life changes without having to feel like they needed to go and, sit in the jungle for a few months. And how can they make change easy and move from the life that they're currently living to the life that they want to be living? Because life is so short and time, while it's a human construct, is something that I think you don't realize how precious it is until you're at a point where you may not have more time. I highly encourage you to get out there and live life as much as you possibly can. And if there is anything in life that's been holding you back, or if you feel like you're repeating these same cycles or negative loops or thoughts or processes, or you're just stuck also living a life that you're just like, this is not the life that I want to be living, or I thought I would be living a different life by now. Sometimes you need help, and life, we're not meant to do this journey on our own. So if you feel like you need help and you would love for somebody to be able to help tap into your subconscious and to be able to bring your subconscious and conscious into alignment to help you break free to live the life that you've always wanted to live, feel free to reach out. I do offer a free discovery call where we can jump on the call, have a chat about what's going on for you. I can let you know a little bit about the work that I offer and how it can best support you. And then we can put together a customized treatment plan. So the work that I do is very much catered individually to the person. So each treatment plan is specific to that person with what their presenting problem is and what their ultimate outcome that they want to receive from and the results from their session. And we'll work as well with how you're going throughout the treatment plan. So things may come up as we're working through. And so I like to be able to work in real time with you as well, rather than having a set in stone treatment plan where I'm like, this is what we're going to do every single week. We'll adjust it as we need to. The work that we do is amazing because once you start working on one thing, it unravels, and then you start to see how much has been interconnected and interlinked throughout your entire life. So all of a sudden you start to see these amazing positive benefits and effects dominoing through to other areas in your life. And I also truly love this work because these results are not just for now, they're for like a lifetime. And these tools and resources that I give you and do with you are truly life lasting. They aren't designed to be a one and done. The work is designed to be able to come back to it and access it anytime you need to throughout life. Life is going to be filled with challenges. There's going to be ups and downs. And I love to be able to empower people to be able to utilize their own resources to be able to navigate life easier and in a more regulated way, because everything we need is already within us. And once you have a way of tapping that into that within yourself, it's so much easier to be able to apply that to so many other areas in your life. So rather than feeling like you're stuck in that same looping cycle over and over and over again, you can actually make change and move out of where you are to where you want to be. And it is possible. I see amazing things happen with many of my clients every single day. And every session is so different, which I love because I never know what's going to come up. And it's truly phenomenal work. I get clients coming back to see me, months, even years after their session, and they're still experiencing amazing results. So this work truly is incredible. I get a lot of people as well that have tried so many other things, and then hypnotherapy, they're kind of like, well, I don't know, I don't really understand how it works. I don't think I can be hypnotized. So they're a little bit dubious about it, right? But the good news is that everybody can be hypnotized, and it is a natural state that people move into many times throughout the day. So if you're scrolling on your phone, if you're daydreaming, if you're driving and you're on autopilot, when you're sleeping, it's the same brainwave that your mind will move into when you're in that state of hypnosis. And I think also as well, like people feel like they're going to feel like this altered state, right? But you don't feel any different. You just feel like you're laying down with your eyes closed. You'll remember everything you say during the session, and you just feel super relaxed. And whatever comes up in the session is what is needed to come up to be able to work on that presenting issue. And again, sometimes people think as well, I've had this event happen and I don't want to relive it. It's okay, because most of the time, the information that we need may come from that event, but most of the time it doesn't. It comes from other events that have happened throughout your life. So that's why I love hypnosis, because it's a great way as well of being able to extract information in a way where you don't have to relive that same pain and the same feeling from it as well. So we're basically getting the root cause of whatever's going on in your life. We're then going through and doing a recoding and releasing technique. So we're releasing it from the mind and the body. And then we start to recode and reprogram your subconscious. And the best thing is that all of that reprogramming is all you. It's all your words, it's your language, it's what relates to you. So I can't get into your head and make you think or do things differently or in a weird way. You're in control the entire time during the session. You'll remember absolutely everything. And hypnosis is a normal state, and everybody can be hypnotized. But I totally understand. I was exactly the same before I went and had my first hypnosis session. I was like, I don't know if I want somebody in my head. Like, I don't even know if I want to be in my head. But once I had my first session, I realized how powerful it was and how amazing it was to be able to get some fantastic information and to really get big results quite quickly. Because I had tried so many things, right? I'd gone to so many personal development seminars. I'd read all of the books. I had the affirmations, the vision boards. I was doing it all, but I was still like, there's something missing. Like, I still can't, create a success in this area in my life, or I can't stop doing this, or I'm self-sabotaging in this. Like, there was something still there, right? Like, I knew there was something deeper under the surface. And it wasn't until I started having hypnosis sessions myself that it opened up so much within me and allowed me to truly tap into deeper parts within myself in a really safe and regulated way. And I then had all of these amazing transformations and big shifts happen quite quickly in my life. I've seen it happen with myself, and I've seen it happen with many of my clients. So it truly is available to you as well. And I would love to be able to support you along your journey. So hit the like and subscribe button, and feel free to share this with anyone that you feel may be of value. And stay tuned for all of the following episodes, because I'm just so excited with the guests that we have on board and the amazing information and insights and knowledge that they are here to share with all of you as well. So feel free to share any of the following episodes as well. And when you subscribe, it helps to keep you notified of new episodes when they're coming out. So we plan to release these weekly. So stay tuned for the next episode. And I can't wait to help you elevate your mind, body, soul, and consciousness to a higher level. Enjoy. Thanks so much for being here, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. So head on over and give a like to show your love, and follow the channel to stay up to date with all of the new episodes as soon as they become available. Thank you.